Now we're going to consider the effect of changing the parameters on a normal curve. As we discussed before, a normal curve has two parameters: the mean, which moves the center of the curve and is also the median and the mode, and the standard deviation, which is a measure of how spread it is, how much variability we have. Each time we're going to work with this graph as our starting point. It has a mean of 10 and a standard deviation of 1. And I'm going to increase the mean without changing the standard deviation. The effect is to increase every point by 1. Every point on the blue graph is 1 higher than the equivalent point on the red graph. The shape is identical because the standard deviation hasn't changed. And if we change the standard deviation, we get this effect. The standard deviation is doubled, which means that around the mean, in the area there is less likelihood than previously, but because the area under the graph has to stay the same at 1, there's much more chance of these results. As we get further and further from the mean, especially from 7 onwards this way, 13 onwards this way, we have much more chance with the blue that there will be a result in that range. If we decrease the standard deviation, then to compensate, the height of the graph must increase because the area stays the same. Even though the decrease is actually quite small, the height changes quite radically. This time we're going to combine the two together. We're going to decrease the mean, so everything's moved down 1, and also increase the standard deviation. The result, unsurprisingly, is that there's much more chance of low results. However, if we decrease the mean but increase the standard deviation, then we get a slightly different result. There's still more chance of a low result with the blue because the mean is lower, but because the standard deviation is higher, there's more variability. Actually, more likely chance of an extremely high result with the blue distribution, even though its mean is lower. From 13 onwards, this becomes particularly pronounced.